War. Do you remember it for being horrible for everyone involved, or for giant falling death machetes? What have they done to you, God? There's always one thing in common: two sides or more going head to head against each other. Plus, two sides going against each other is going to be the main conflict of the three war-based games I'll speak about in this video. The bigger picture between them: how are they shown to happen, and how are they depicted? Now, that intro probably leaves a lot of space for questions, but the one side that noggin yours right now is probably, what three war games is this guy talking about? Well, let me show you. Let's talk about the first one, shall we? Huh? Yeah, PvZ Garden Warfare storyline, right. Before the war, there was you, and your back and front yard. I was gonna sell upgrades to you at highly exorbitant prices and have you throw walnuts into zombies. Unfortunately, the deathly Dr. Zomboss, having endured his loss in the first game, makes an elite zombie team to win against your feeble stationary plants. Luckily, me, the handsome and awesome Crazy Dave, made plants that could walk around. But that wasn't enough, and we lost to Zomboss's future technology like Z-Mech and superpowered zombies like Super Brains. The zombies took over Suburbia and renamed it Zomburbia. So now the plant forces of past and future are on the offensive against the oppressive zombie forces to take back what was once human turf. Though that would be nice, the plants somehow just suck as much as the zombies, and now we're in an infinite cycle of wins and losses. I get to risk my giant treehouse though. Plus, I get to travel through time, although I may have messed some things up. I haven't seen a human since there wasn't you since forever. Except my niece and my nephew. Well, through the battles of time and nonsensical game mechanics like would lie a slightly darker outlook on PvZ. Look through the maps of more grounded and gritty game, PvZ Garden Warfare 1. You see no humans left, do you? Finding abandoned yet clearly previously human populated areas with none to be found remaining. Though this is the case for Garden Warfare 1, it was retconned in the comments of PvZ Garden Warfare 2 where there are clearly populated areas and seeing humans in the comments directly. Still, as per the first Garden Warfare game, and, well, even the first game in general, saw humanity wiped out with just the plants and Dave, and you as a player in PvZ 1, defending your health until you probably got overrun by scientists over to your house. The comments came around and the only human confirmed was David and his army of plants. So overall for the PvZ series, one is shown in a much goofier light, even more so as it progressed. But from the atmosphere of the first Garden Warfare and also slightly shown off in the second one, there's certainly bad after effects of the war between plants and zombies. Let's move on to the second game, shall we? Team Fortress 2 is like to PvZ, with it being much goofier than what the war actually is. You can beat people to death, beat people to death with a fish, throw nondescript white substances at them, and throw Anyways, that's besides the point, and related to the videos for the most part, the video game itself isn't really representative of the story as it's just dramatization. Two brothers after 120 years of fighting over gravel, their father gave them they make a truce to give themselves an heir. Eventually, the war truly ends as the two brothers enlisting the mercenaries get assassinated by Gray Man, which is their third brother. This end doesn't stay buried for long, as Gray Man wants to take over Manco for all of his Australian. So logically, he builds robot versions of each of the mercenaries and sends them to take over Manco for him. This fails, and he instead makes Saxon Hill fight his 8-year-old daughter. But Saxon Hill doesn't fight his kids, so Gray Man now owns Manco and can get his hands on the sweet Australian that is not there. After that, Gray Man dies and Mercs lives happily ever after. So an overview of TF2 is that it doesn't take the war it has very seriously. Like he had mentioned earlier, you can beat people to death with a fish, and people judge about killing with a frying pan in PUBG. And the way it's shown to happen is also ridiculous. Two brothers of a family splitting apart and using their bold colors to represent each other in a war they caused just because they hated one another? Who wrote the story for this game? I think we should just move on to Half-Life.
Not sure what one man can do, but no other reason to visit St. Olga at a time like this. I'll take you to where they made their base, or...
Moving on to the final game of this video is Half-Life. I'll talk about both 1 and 2. Starting in Half-Life 1, you play as a late-running scientist, Gordon Freeman, who accidentally causes an alien rift to Earth by pushing a crystal into a beam. You spend the rest of the game fighting both aliens and the military, the latter being that they want to cover up the incident. After you single-handedly defeat the alien forces and the ringleader, you get kidnapped and put to sleep for a long time by a mysterious entity known as the G-Man. He wakes you up and puts you onto a train because you have to save Earth a second time. The Combine have invaded and beat Earth's forces in a measly 7 hours. Due to Earth's already exhausted forces due to alien invasion, the second war with things other than zombies and water guns and advanced semi-mechanical slaves and in Wipeout. Now you are put into C-17 and must build up with the rebels to defeat the Combine and close the portal to Earth. There's still the Combine advisors, which after the supporter of the new reign, Breen, probably dies in a Citadel explosion, gets his mind exported to the Combine advisor, roam the Earth still. Maybe. Life has a much more serious outlook on the war, as there isn't many jokes to come from it. Most of those will come from character interactions instead.
When this is all over, I'm gonna mate.
You can kind of group the games on a goofiness scale of chucklenuts to depressing, with TF2 at the left, PvZ Garden Warfare at the middle, and then Half-Life at the right. So with game studios, it's not always super serious and emotional war stuff with them, and sometimes it's goofy, which I see as a positive property. So that's really the end for this video.